Okay. Is it because I had it set for push to talk? Okay. There we go. Is it because I had it set for push to talk? Okay. There we go. Is it because I had it set for push to talk? Alright, everyone, so just gonna wait a little bit longer for some more people to join in, maybe. Pretty much I am just working on Project Z34B. I figured the only way for me to actually work on it is to live stream it, because then it will push me to, actually getting something done. There's a little bit of delay on the audio side of things, which is kind of unfortunate. It's taken a little bit long to open up the project. That's just because of the size. I'm just gonna open this one up and then wait for the sauna to turn on, which it will in a second. It's gonna shoot all the way up to as hot as it can go. Okay, so that's loading. Just minimize that. I see we have another viewer right now, which is great. Welcome. And I do have chat pulled up on my second screen, that way it can be relatively active in the comment section. So if you have any suggestions or anything, feel free to recommend. I'll do my best to make it happen. I've noticed from the past that the live streams on YouTube kind of get traction. It is a little hard to judge the outcome of it. Being such a small channel, if I only have 407 subs, trying to get to 500 right now. I would like to get there before September. If we could do that, greatly appreciated. Jeez, half this live stream is going to be loading up the game. And honestly, I think that when we do finally get into it, I just need to take it piece by piece, instead of trying to knock it all out at once. Now, the character is going to be a little jank. Probably going to change it back to the Unreal mannequin, as opposed to what I have it as now, because I don't have any of the animations in there. So the character kind of just T-poses around. And the script that I had written for the parkour movement is based off of the mannequin and not off of the T-pose man. If it ever loads up. It's gonna take its sweet time. This is really unfortunate. I don't know why it takes so long to load. Grab myself a water real quick so that I can focus on working. 94%, only 6 more to go. If it could load, it'd be great. You know what? Let's. If it could load. You know what? Let's get some no copyright music playing up in here. Let's get some no copyright music playing up in here. Do they have like a? I guess we could just do a playlist. Do they have like a? I guess we could just do a playlist. Do they have? With frogs. And the winter how it goes. Sorry that I fall away. With frogs. And the winter how it goes. Just gonna go ahead and set it like right there. That should be good. So this is Project Z34B. It's the first time I've shown it off in a live stream video. First time I've shown it off in any kind of video, really. I mean, I've done the very basic, you know, YouTube shorts recently for this, but I haven't actually shown it off. So this is the first time that we're doing that. I'm just gonna find the. Just gotta find my player real quick. Actually, why am I doing all that? I can just hit play, it'll take me where I am, and then I can hit the pause button. If it will actually play. Did it freeze up on me? Okay, so this is what I mean. Like, I have a character model. It is one of the free ones that you get off the SF store. I just don't have any of the animations for it, so apparently I don't have any of the movement script for it either, because I can't do it. So we're just gonna pause this real quick. Let's see, what can we do? Select. What I need is the first person character, so I can edit the blueprint and revert it back to what I originally had. I might actually be able to change it right here if it will remote. The editor is being extremely slow right now. And I have a feeling that it's because we're streaming it, but that shouldn't be a problem because I have a pretty beefy computer system. It's an RTX 3080. Let's see, change this to BP first person game mode, and hopefully that will work. I don't really want to do too much changing right now. So hopefully that worked. If we load it in theory we should be in first person. But it was a pain just getting the third person character model stuff into the game so I could actually move around. Okay, so we're back in first person. We have all this. We got the grapple system, sprinting, sliding, crouching. We have the jumping, which we had. We had the background noise, which it might be just a little too loud. Let's fix this real quick. I really don't want to have to keep waiting for it to load in. Load in and out. It's taking way too long. So I guess we're gonna have to. What's the word? Like, be careful, or not be careful, you know, be cautious with what we're doing. And then if I come all the way down here, and select this one, should be able to just erase this stuff real quick. And then we'll scale this brush down. Probably, we should need a flat. We need to flatten this out. That that's not what I wanted. I wanted to flatten it. So that the grass doesn't do the weird things it's doing, which tends to happen if, tends to happen when the terrain gets edited too much, and you just can't comprehend where everything is. So, we're gonna have to erase this stuff. I think I'm just gonna erase this for now. We'll come back to it in a second. But what I want to focus on, actually not going to focus on this over here. We're going to focus on this piece over this way. And the reason for that is because this is not seen as much love as over there has. This is very, very bare. And I might actually erase, I'm probably gonna erase the trees and just do it again. Like, over there is fine. The trees are how I want. But over here, I kind of just threw them together for a couple of screenshots just to make it look nice. Actually, I think the better option for right now, since I pretty much have an idea of how big I want the map to be. So for context, I actually need to fix that. It should not be that long. So basically for context, this over here, toward the closest piece to us, is even where the ocean starts. To go out this way, to be water on, it's gonna be water on all sides. This will be more like the forested region, as well as like the campground, all that, and then back this way is where the city will be. So it's probably gonna start from, select our landscape. It's gonna start from like right here. So landscape is, or the city's gonna start from over here. We'll just have a mountain. And it's just a very basic mountain for now. I just want to get it laid out, and we can come back and touch it later. And actually, before I do that, let me go ahead and delete some of the landscape. Because it's not going to be this big. It's only going to come to right here. I'm imagining, or assuming that the last time I was working on this, I never actually saved it. Because it was definitely different last time that I was working on it, so it's kind of unfortunate that I have to restart. I forget why it didn't save. And even this might be too big. I think I wanted to delete this. I need to turn down the music just a little bit. There. I think I'm gonna delete it again, just so that it's even smaller. And then, actually, why is that? Because it does need to be somewhere for the water to rest. Then we can go to the landscape, sculpt, flatten it. I'll just bring it down. Here, we'll work on this in a bit. I'll just touch it up later. Not too worried about it. Yeah, the whole this mountain, that's fine. We gotta touch it up a little bit, and we could redesign it. Now that I think about it, we should probably redesign it a little bit. I don't remember what exactly happened to this. I'm trying to remember. You know what? I think about it. See, this is the beauty of a live stream. Like, I can literally just work on it as if the would be without doing it, but it doesn't have to be professional because it's just a live stream. So I think I'm gonna add. I might add another line of terrain right here. That way we have a little bit more working room with this. It's not gonna be too hard to re-terrain that. Let me actually grab. I'm trying to grab my live stream real quick so I can share it. Channel. Go ahead and host it one more time. So that's enough of that. No more advertising. Speaking of which, I did advertise one of my videos. I just wanted to see how it goes, so I threw like $15 towards it. So I'm gonna sculpt it. Where should we start from? Right here? I feel like right here would be good to start. I guess. I really don't know, like, maybe we should flatten it and then work, and then sculpt it away once we get the general idea of what we want. Just do this real quick just so it can, so it's not as sharp of edges or cutoffs. Once we smooth it and sculpt it some more. Let's do it down to there for now. That should be good. And again, I'm not too worried about it right now. This is just the really early development of it, so everything will be changed at some point. I don't know if I want to keep the rough edges of it, like what we have up here, or if I want to make it more natural. But now we can come out with the sculpting tool. Let's actually lower the strength down to half. That's good right there. That was not as sharp of terrain editing. We can always come back with the smooth tool later. I think I'm gonna cut in right here, and then we'll go up there and smooth it out afterwards. But I want it to be rough looking because it is supposed to be a cliff that's been, you know, eroded away by the water. I think about it, I can do a hydro erosion to make actually been hitting up against it. For the terrain, if you notice, whenever I smoothed it, it turned some of the textures into stone. That is from a video that I watched. I'm drawing a blank on the channel, but I could probably find it if enough people cared. I want to say it was Unreal Sensei or Smart Poly. They're both excellent tutorial creators for Unreal. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it was Unreal Sensei. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. Has a couple of guide videos on how to get started with Unreal. Basically just, you know, everything you need to know on the tools that it has to offer, how to get started on your first day, everything like that. Another one, check out. That's unfortunate. I really didn't think this one through. Alright, well, let's go to foliage. Go down to grass. We already have the grass selected, so let's just increase the brush size real quick, and we'll just remove all of the grass. We'll just remove all the grass from over here real quick. Same thing with right here. No reason to have it if we're gonna be redoing it. Same thing here, that can go away. Alright, now I'll go back to landscape. I'm actually use this tool for a little bit. And then we can just add some terrain. Let's drop the tool down just a little bit. Increase the strength is 0.7. It is the one downside to using Unreal versus Unity is they don't really have that many terrain creation tools from what I've seen so far. So, you know, I haven't really haven't looked into it too much, but from what I've seen, there's not really that many compared to Unity. But maybe there is, I'm just not doing it right. I know that, you know, you can easily do it in another program and then, you know, upload it to Unity, or sorry, upload it to Unreal. But I don't really want to do that. You know, I kind of just want to do everything in the engine as much as I can, of course. You know, not everything can be done in the engine, and I know that there are limitations. But Unreal 5 versus, you know, 4.26, it was a major step up. I remember back in the day, like whenever I was first debating between Unreal and Unity, Unreal just didn't seem user friendly. But now that I've actually, you know, taken a couple months to mess around with Unreal, I realize that that's not the case. Unreal is very user friendly. Unity has a lot more documentation and makes it a lot simpler to begin, but the amount of customization that you can do with Unreal and just the realism of the terrain that you can get, like texture-wise, versus Unity is it's a night and day difference. I'm just going through and trying to, you know, make some sort of natural looking shape that I am happy with on all of the terrain pieces over here, and then I'm going to come back and hit it with the sculpt tool, or the smooth tool. Get something I'm happy with. And again, it can all be edited later, so I'm not really too worried about it. I just want to get some of these rough edges out of the way. because it might cause problems later. Not really sure. Let's actually, we'll just hop into it and take a look at it. So I don't think it will actually, it's actually not going to cause any problems. I thought it would. I thought it'd look a lot worse than it actually does. This needs to be fixed for sure. That's so ugly. But, and same thing up here. And up here, but it's all been fixed. We just haven't gotten to it yet. I just have to remember to get all this taken care of. And actually, it's nice that it pops me right here next to it, because it means I can just take care of it before forgetting. So we go ahead and drop the terrain brush down a little bit. Where was the other one? A little smoke that I had going on. Not quite sure what happened to the lighting right there. I guess it just wasn't that close to begin with. So that's fine right there. Go ahead and smooth this around. Hit that with the terrain brush a couple of times. Sculpt this down. Honestly, like, I'm kind of nervous about working on the city portion of it. Like, landscape, that's fine. I can do landscape. It's making a convincing city that I can't do easily, that is. I can do it, just not easily. And I'm super scared about touching it, because I don't want it to come out bad and then, you know, just continuously restart, which I guess is kind of the point. Game developing, make something until you're happy with it. But I'm very hard on myself when it comes to making a game. Like I will not stop working on something until it's 100% to my satisfaction. And it's one of the reasons why I've reset my project so many times. I mean, over the last 2 years, I've reset it probably 8 times, to be honest, just because I've never been happy with the product that I was creating. When I say reset, I don't mean like deleting a section, I mean just a complete hard reset. Like I've scrapped everything that I was doing and started over. This tool right here, the low immersion tool. Actually gonna set the surface thickness a little bit higher so we can get some more fine edges. And then we can go back and smooth it out. But we'll just get this fancy. But yes, so recently it hit 400 subs. My new goal is 500 so that I can unlock community postings. So I'm really happy with that. Yeah, really happy with the outcome of one of my videos. It's closing on like 13,000 views right now. Probably has more. Haven't really looked into it too much over the last like a little bit of time. I'm just gonna kind of bring this mountain down. But yeah, the performance in the video, like, I didn't really expect it to blow up how it did. I mean, it took me from like 360 something subs, I think it was like 363, up to 407. So I greatly appreciate the support on that video. And, you know, I know over the last couple months, I've done some controversial videos, like my Dying Light 2 video. But, hey, you know, we all have the freedom to do what we please. So that's what I did. Made a fun little video. Even if I didn't mean half the shit I said, still made it. Although it turned out to be true. The video came out before Dying Light was out. I said it was a trash game. And I played the game, and yeah, I did play for like 110 hours. But the game sucked ass. The story was bleak. The main character, Aiden, is not memorable. Like, he's a character that you'll probably end up forgetting him in like 10 years. Not even, probably 5. People be like, hey, you remember the main character's name in Dying Light 2? We'd be like, no. And it's unfortunate, because Dying Light 1 was, you know, unfortunately was better in terms of the story, the world design. The only thing I could say that's good about 2 is the parkour. Well, that was until they took away the grapple, until they nerfed the grappling hook. That was just boring. Let's see what we can do. Smooth up the edges. Just want to make sure it looks decent. This you got to get fixed right here. What I'm wondering though is, how does it look when you play? Not bad actually. I mean, it doesn't look horrible. Mountains aren't supposed to be smooth. They can be. They don't have to be. Just gonna flatten this out a little bit. I'm gonna do the same thing up here. And I kind of want this to be. I want this to be like a ramp, kind of. Let's do that, and we'll add a ramp. Yeah, there you go. Well, I don't know. Let's increase it just a little bit. Increase the length to that. Add a ramp there. Manage, pane, flatten. Smooth it out. Just want there to be some sort of rock design, mountain design, whatever design. And then we'll just select the grass and paint it around. Or we won't, because it literally crashed on me. At least it auto-saved a little bit prior to it crashing, which is nice, I guess. Yeah, that's one of the problems with Unreal is it crashes too often. Now, I don't know if it's because of user error or what, but it is unfortunate. Okay, we'll just open it back up. Damn it. How much did I lose? Everything that I was working on? Don't tell me it was everything. No, okay, good. So it saved... Well, so we lost this that we just did. I guess that's fine. I do like the autosave feature that Unreal has included. That's one of the things Unity did not have, so if your project crashed and you didn't remember to save, kind of SOL. What happens if we paint again? Will it crash again? Please don't crash on me. Nice. Not. Let's go ahead and I messed up on that. Let's take the rock back on. But I don't know. And then I have to smooth this out again. You'll probably flatten it out. But I'm not really, not too worried about it. Go ahead and add some grass up this way. Pretty much the idea is that it's gonna have like a little path of some sort coming this way. And then that's how you'll get back up the mountain. But we still have to get that all taken care of. If I can increase the brush, there we go. So I should probably smooth it out right here. And then let's increase it again right here. And I think if we cut into the mountain a little bit, have a bit of a path going into it, that could look cool, I guess. And then we'll have it going up this way. It's gotta make it look good. Can I just do a ramp from there to there? Add a ramp. Perfect. And then we can just fix it. So we'll smooth this stuff out. Actually, let's hit it with the erosion so it looks more natural, I guess, if you will. I hate designing mountains. I hate it with a passion. Because you gotta make them look convincing. If you don't make it look convincing, then it's not gonna be good. I did not mean to do that. We don't want it to be too small, but we also don't want it to be too big. Probably that size would be fine. Then we're gonna smooth this out. I have to do another ramp from there to there. Let's pull it out and down, add a ramp. It might be too steep. Let's pull it back a little bit. There you go. That's good. Then I'm gonna hit it with the smooth tool. I love smoothing stuff out. Is this practical though? I guess it's not meant. Well, if it's a path that's used all the time, yeah, okay. Yeah, and then get up here and just have to. We'll have like wall running and stuff. I mean, we already do have wall running or vaulting, but we'll work on it. We'll have the parkour elements at a later date. Make it look all nice and pretty. Now we just gotta work on this right here. For this, how are we gonna do that? I could add another layer. And then bring this back more, maybe? Or I can just here with the sculpt tool. They make it bigger. For some reason I have the control backwards. I don't know why. I don't like using inverted. I'm gonna fix it. And then this needs to get fixed. That's fine. Let's hit the mountain a few times. A little bit bigger stuff real quick. To really define the mountain. Show it who's boss. We're gonna hit it with the hydro brush to smooth out some of those rough edges. And then before I forget, I'm gonna pull this grass off. I didn't want to do that. Alright. So we're working right here. And then this will be fine. I want it to still be kind of realistic. Even if it's not hyper realistic, it's fine. I do need to fix this. Like, there's so much wrong with the grass where we're working. I guess I should have cleared it out prior to starting. But I also wasn't anticipating being over on this part. I don't really have a plan when it comes to doing it. It's kind of just do it as I do it. Let's see, explosion. Let's do a big one. That might be too big. Do it again. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, so as long as we don't mess it up there, we're fine. I like the progress so far. What I don't like is this. All of this is gonna be in water. It needs to look like it is in water. And then right here, we just sculpt it up a little bit. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. It's always nice when you get something that you actually like. What I'm hoping is that I can get some feedback from some of the groups I'm in. If I can do that, then I can actually gauge what needs to be fixed to make it look better. And so I think we'll call it good, like right about here for now. Not too worried about over here. I am just going to flatten that out so that I know where to stop working. So right there at that line is what I'm not going to focus on. So this needs to be worked out real quick. And then let's start tackling over here. And we're actually going to do the same thing. I'm going to stop working on it right here. So, oh my god. Whatever. That's fine. Yeah, that gives us a decent amount of room to work with. Flatten around here real quick just so we can get some more of those, some more defined lines that we can work on. I don't want it to all be the same height, because mountains are not the same height. I don't know if we would even call this a mountain. It's kind of just like a cliff face, I guess. Let's actually hit the sculpt tool real quick to add some variety. Going this way. And then I think we'll also hit it with like lower decrease, if you will. Add a little bit of a underwater ravine. Maybe we might be able to add something into it later. Increase the strength. Might be too much right there. That's fine. And then I don't want it to be. I don't want this to be perfect. Do it to hit it with the hydro brush. Because again, this is water. I want it to actually look like the water's been on here for millions of years. And let's change the rain amount, as well as the iteration. We'll raise it up. It can be smoothed out or fixed afterwards. Let's get it stopped right there. So that's enough to work on for now. Might not even have to do anything other than just smooth. I don't know, is it smooth now that if I turn down the smoothness maybe? Okay, so then we're gonna have to combine it with the smooth tool. that's pretty much done for now. I've gotten something I'm kind of happy with. Well, we're gonna have to see how it looks when the water gets added. Of course. Then come up here, start loading away the hill. And I'm thinking up here, I'm just gonna flatten this real quick. I'm not happy with how that looks. Alright, and this mountain, I thought we got rid of it, but I guess not. So we're just gonna go ahead and add on to it real quick. Pretty much just laying out what I would like. I have to flatten this out right here. Nice and pretty. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can come back and edit and change and perfect later. We're just doing a rough draft. Getting everything into place where we want everything to be, so we know. And not really sure what this music is, but it's kind of relaxing for what we're doing. Not really my type of music, but that's what you get when you're looking for copyright-free shit. Yeah, we're gonna have to leave the mountain be. Go ahead and smooth it out. I didn't want to completely smooth all the grass away. I was just trying to make it look better. Right here. Come along nicely. We've only been working on it for a couple months. And then I took a little bit of a break just because I wasn't really feeling the inspiration. But now I'm back working and it's, yeah. It's fun. I miss game development. Let me know down below, if y'all have any, recommendations on how to stay motivated while working on a project by yourself. I think for me, it's the fact that I am working by myself and I get overwhelmed by everything, and I'm like, oh well, I can't possibly do that, and so I end up not doing anything at all, which is unfortunate. Adding some erosion down to the base of it. Just trying my hardest to get everything to look good. Yeah, I'm not the greatest when it comes to commentary, which is primarily why I stopped doing Let's Plays, because so much goes into it. Like, I don't have that many topics to talk about when I'm playing the game, so I'm kind of just like, sort of just basically saying what's going on. And then, you know, if it's a gameplay series, you gotta figure out how to do that. 30 minutes at most, you know. I don't think gameplay videos should be longer than 30 minutes, just because it's easier to watch a 30-minute video than, say, like an hour-and-a-half long video or a 2-hour video. Unless it's a live stream, at that point it's fine because it's easy. You can just interact with the chat. But let's see. So I'm kind of liking the way this is looking. I'll go ahead and peek over this. This is my auto terrain, auto texture. And then I'm gonna come back and smack it with some grass. Smooth it out, make it look a little bit better. Not as harsh. For all over the place at least. Paint some rock onto the ground right here as well. Fire over there. Get some right here as well. Always able to stream while working. No, that's a complete project. Yes, I literally had to live stream me working on my project to actually get me to work on my project. It is quite difficult for me to stay focused on my project, but I find if I live stream it or record it, I actually get stuff done. Go back to the sculpt tool, give it some more erosions. I'll focus on over here for just a tad. I think the biggest problem when first starting a project is just knowing what you want to do with it. Like, I've been working on this concept for this game since 2016, and you know, when I first started, even when I started this project a few months ago, I literally just sat there and I looked at it. It was actually this, where is it? It was this piece of the map right here is what I created first, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. I literally just had this lake and the surrounding trees. I'm like, okay, well, how do I do this? And I've redesigned this map at least at least 15 times in the last 2 months. But it's all about like knowing what you want, where you want to take the project, getting it from point A to point B, and then everything else is just filling in the gaps. Like, yeah, I was working over there, and I started over here, then moved over there. Like, I know where I want each piece to be. I just have to be able to connect them all. Like, lake, campground. There's a mountain right here, which will separate the forest region from the city that's gonna be out over that way. That's a little parkour obstacle course that I created. That'll have to go somewhere. Probably gonna have that hidden as like a little developer room that you'll be able to find. Why is it? Oh, I see. How much for review? Because that I don't. That's such bullshit that it holds comments for review because there's bad words in it. Like, come on, we're adults. But yeah, no, I am the exact same way. Like, I'll literally just sit. I'll come home from work with the idea of working on my project, and I'll just sit on YouTube. No, you're fine. Don't worry. I really do not care. But I'll sit here after work and I'll just look at my project for like an hour, and I'll just end up scrolling on like the YouTube shorts, and then I'll be like, okay, well, time to go watch Netflix, and I'll never get anything done, which is why I took a break from working on my project for like 2 weeks. They really are. Fucking. There's so many of them, and my YouTube short page is just. God, it's just a bunch of bullshit creators. Let me actually look to see how long I was on YouTube Shorts today. It's not a healthy amount. Let's see, where is it? Screen time. Oh, this is a new day. Yeah, so between the hours of 8 p.m. and now, I spent roughly 2 hours and 10 minutes on the YouTube short page. Yeah, my short page is just a bunch of those very clearly fake YouTube pranks and people clickbaiting for, just random big YouTubers. Oh, the 2 hours was the longest. I think I had. Let's see, what was my longest? Oh yes, July 10th. I spent 5 hours and 7 minutes on YouTube Shorts. Yes. Yeah. Although I wonder, like, what do they consider as screen time? Like, is it just having the app open, or I wonder if it's. I'd imagine it's like the actual time you spend watching a video. Because if that's the case, then it should be way higher. But okay, why is it? Oh, because I have the tool string set for so long. That's why. Why the fuck is it not doing anything? But yes, I gotta figure out a way to turn off the filter for stream chat. Yeah, okay. I gotta figure out, how do I do this? Create a poll. Oh, so this is the way to create a poll. Ask a question. Ask my community. Where'd that poll go? Oh, it's up there on the top. Yes or no? Okay. I don't use community content preferences. Let's look into that real quick. Because I don't want the chat filter. Like, it needs to be freedom of speech in the chat. Your channel. Is there a way to... Community content preference. Let's see. Maybe YouTube Studio? Let's see. Content, live. Edit title. So I can change the title. Community settings. Creative demographics, agreements, permissions, default channel, general. Allow all comments. And then there. Okay. I think I got it fixed. I think I fixed it. Say something, say one of the potty words that YouTube calls it. I don't know, type like fuck off or something. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I just had to change the community rules for my channel to not hold the live stream comments for review. So when I switched that over, then it took away the stupid ass thingy. Yes, it is beautiful. And switch out that. There is some decent no copyright music out there, but not a lot of it. Jesus, this music just gets worse, progressively goes downhill. Now, what about this one? Yeah, good. This music is like that 5-minute craft intro shit. Ew, this does not look good over here. Um, yeah, it should work. I'm also new to Unreal. I've only been doing it for a couple months, but from what I've seen, you should be able to just rig it with Blender and then import it into Unreal, and then you might have to use the Unreal Engine animation tool. I mean, unless you do it in Blender, but the Unreal Engine animation tool, it's actually really powerful. I just haven't fucked around with it yet. But I need to add animations to my character. It's something I was meaning to do. Actually, the last time I was working on my project, I had a guide, a video pulled up on how to do animations in Unreal. I have them all downloaded. I just didn't feel like doing it because it seemed like it was too much work. And so I just put it to rest and never touched it, and I just had the basic animations that come with Unreal. And then, as far as the music portion of it goes, I care. I don't want to listen to shitty music. There's nothing more uninspiring than listening to shit music. And unfortunately, I cannot play actual decent music because I will get copyrighted. I can't be having that because I already got a community guideline strike for one of my old videos. Decrease the polygons from Blender. Yeah, it's see, now that you said that, I can't unsee it. This is like the music that comes with Windows Movie Maker. Or better yet, it's like the music that's at the beginning of all the old ass like Modern Warfare trick shot videos. That and then heavy metal music. Although I really can't say much about Windows Movie Maker because that was like my primary editing tool back in 2014 when I started my channel. Like, it's been around since 2012, but I didn't actually start posting until like 2013, 2014. So, 10 years for 408 subs, not bad. honestly though, like I'm super excited to hit 500 subs because I get access. Got an idea for a game on? Yes, I do actually. So basically, Project Z34B is first-person / third-person open-world zombie game that takes place during the outbreak period. So like, trying to remember how I described it. Let me pull up my Google Drive real quick. I have it on here. Let's see. Right. So basically, this is the script slash ideas for the game. Pretty much, it takes place during the initial outbreak of the zombie virus. So not like when they're already there, but as you're playing the game, the outbreak is happening. I guess kind of like World War Z. But the zombies aren't like they're not super zombies, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's right here, Monday, March 19th, 2018. Wait, when did I see? Hold on, I'm gonna actually. I want to see. Okay, so I created this file I have to look it up on my phone real quick. Hopefully, but there's also a lot of games that have been announced recently that are not awesome. Which is one of the main reasons why I haven't really announced the game yet, because I don't know how it's gonna be. Details. So this was created. Oh, that's the wrong one. Alright, so this file was created December 19th, 2017. So that's how long I've been working on the story for. But yeah, basically, you know, thank you. Basically, you start off where there are no zombies, and then, see, my problem is, like, I still have to rewrite the story, but the original idea that I had was you're playing as a paramedic just so that you have some reason as to why you're the main character and why it's happening, instead of just, you know, having some random ass dude. Like, take Dying Light, for example. Why the fuck is Aiden Dying Light 2? Because, one, it makes sense. Kyle Crane, he gets sent by the GRE. But two, makes absolutely no sense. Like, he's a child who's a test subject, and then his goal is to go back to the city that he was abducted from, but, like, why was he gone in the first place? Like, the story starts off with him going there to find his sister, who is also abducted and still being held prisoner, but he's coming from the outside of the town. He's never been to the town before. But if that's where he was abducted and he was held prisoner there, then he would have some sort of memory. Yeah, see, so I mean, that was my whole thing. Like, you know, you're playing as a paramedic, so you're kind of like the first line of you're the first kind of the first person to have seen the exposure of the outbreak, but you don't really know why it's happening because nobody really knows what the zombie outbreak is. But I feel like it gives it gives the player a reason for being there and a reason for being like, hey, like I know my shit because I'm a paramedic, and I think one of the main things I want to focus on is not having, the stupid ass like healing animations that like Far Cry has, where you just pop your wrist back into place and heal up your health. It's gonna be more realistic where, say you jump off a building or something like that, and it's too high, so you break your foot or whatever. Then for a little bit of time, you're gonna be sprinting or you're gonna be like hopping around. Your movement will be slower unless you can find a splint of some sort. Yes. Pull out the gauze wrap for a gunshot wound and just magically heal. Because it makes sense. The other thing that I absolutely do not want to do is have discrepancies in the story. Like, and again, I'm going to use Dying Light for an example. He's infected, but he only has 2 outbursts of being infected in the entire game that is supposed to take like 100 hours to play or whatever, but throughout the entire story, it only shows that he's infected twice. Like, he doesn't take any medication for it. It's not like he has to do anything to prevent him from having an outbreak, so, like, why is something like that in the game? The only time it's used is for what's like the first boss battle in the tunnel, and then at the end of the game. So I don't want to have anything like that in the game. I want everything to have a purpose. Not really a fan of this Goat Simulator dubstep music, but okay. Let's see. Smooth that out. That's all basing it on if I will actually write the story, which is sat on the top of my to-do list for 3 years now. I still have yet to do anything with it. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about what the game looks like or how the animations are. Those can always be changed. Just focus on making a good game. You could have a game that has the most jank ass animations. If it's not fun to play, people aren't gonna play it. I mean, Minecraft, for example. That game's not known for its animations or for the movement of the zombies and creepers and pretty much any of the AI. It's a great game because of the fact that you can literally do and build whatever you please in that game. Now, if the game didn't have, good exploration or infinite possibilities of building, it wouldn't be as successful as it is. No. No women in this game. The only women that will be in the game are the NPCs. No, I see. Here's my thing. I don't pander to the community. I'm not gonna. I don't care if my game offends people. I don't care if it gets banned from countries. I'm not gonna sit there and make sure it's culturally appropriate for every single person to play it. I'm gonna make the game how I want to make it, because at the end of the day, I am the developer, and I decide how the game is. You know, I'd be more than happy to take feedback from people, but the people who are like, oh well, that's not good. You shouldn't, you know, you should have a trans character in your game, or you should have whatever it might be. No, if it doesn't fit the story, it's not going to go in. And unfortunately for this game, the main character is not female. And it's not going to be, you know, you don't customize your character. You play the character that is created for the story. See, the ones that complain are the ones that can't grasp that. They don't understand that games are made to escape reality. I mean, I read this article. It was this parent. It was like a husband and wife or something like that. I think it was both of them. Anyway, they didn't like that their son was playing video games. It's not like he was addicted or anything. He was literally just playing it on his free time after after he did whatever. He's like 18 or something like that. And so not only did they smash his laptop, but they also deleted his Steam account. And the people who had replied to that, it was on Reddit or whatever, but the comments who replied to it were like, "Good job, parents. You know, you did a good job. Video game addiction is a horrible thing. Blah blah blah. He really should be listening to your rules and yada yada yada." And I'm like, no, like that right there is toxic behavior. The parents destroyed the one thing that made their son happy, and now they're being praised for it online. Now, the ones that complain about a game are the IGN people who look at it and they're like, oh, well, this game looks like everything else. It must play and feel like everything else. Or they just play the tutorial and they're like, yeah, well, yeah, this game's not for me. Like, the way I look at it, you have to give a game up. You have to play a game for more than 5 hours for your opinion to be valid. If you don't put at least 5 hours into a game, you can't talk shit about it. Like, for example, I haven't put more than 5 hours into Skyrim. It's just not my game. But I'm also not gonna shit on it for being a game that's not my thing. because I realize that there is an audience of people who want to play that. I just don't necessarily care for it. I also don't care for Fallout. I've played Fallout, but it's not my go-to game of choice. I'm not gonna come home after a long day and be like, yep, I want to play Fallout. I mean, they are the same people that said Pokemon had too much water. That's why they gave it a 7 out of 10, but then gave FIFA 21 a 9 out of 10 for being innovative when it's just kicking a ball around. I don't know what else to do for this mountain. I don't want to do anything else with it right now. I'm content with how it looks for the time being. I can always come back and fix it. I don't know what else to. Alright, have a great rest of your night. Alright, everyone. I'm going to end the stream here. Thank everybody for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one. And we're going to continue working on